All right, welcome to the new podcast. Thank you everybody for joining in. We do have a name for the podcast, but we're gonna wait to the end till we decide the name. We're gonna see how everything goes, and we're gonna make a decision. But we do have some excellent choices. But if you're watching it right now, you already see the name in the title, so you already know what the name is. But this podcast is a great podcast. Myself, my wife, this is Shay. I'm Lamont. This is Shay. We have Alexis. We have Terrence. We have Kev, and we have Tam. These are all good, close friends of mine. Just to kind of give you a little bit of backstory real quick about the podcast. I used to do podcasts probably, 4 or 5 years ago. I had a podcast called Speak to Deaf Ears. That podcast was just me and a group of friends. We would talk about music. We would talk about religion. We would talk about current events, all that kind of stuff. And I really missed the fact that I didn't do a podcast. I hadn't done one in so long. So one day I said to my wife, I want to do a podcast, but I don't want to do it by myself. And she was like, well, maybe we can do it together.
Yep.
So I thought about it. Oh, it's a good idea. But I've seen a lot of podcasts where couples are already doing it. I've seen podcasts where there's a man and there's a woman, so you get that female and that guy perspective. And I thought about it. I said, well, I've never seen a podcast where it's just couples talking about different stuff. Because I know we're all friends, so we get together on birthdays and whatever the events are, and we just kind of talk about different stuff. Right. And we just have good conversations. I mean, we were just talking the other day. Y'all was over here, and we were talking about, friends and maturing and things of that nature. And we just have great conversations. So I said it would be good to do a podcast where we can all just talk and be encouraged in different topics. I mean, because it's always good to be around like-minded people, and you can grow from things. I mean, sometimes, we may have tough topics, maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but that's the best way to get out of your comfort zone, is talking about stuff that's uncomfortable, and you can grow from it. So we got a bunch of different topics. Appreciate you guys for sending in topics.
Thank you for having us.
I said to send us in some topics. Took some of y'all a while. I think I had to text Kat about 3 or 4 times.
Hey, we got that. Tam made it happen. Okay, wrote that on paper. I just texted over to you.
I can tell by the handwriting on which over.
I said, you don't care handwriting. He was like, that's too neat to be kidding.
That's me.
But give you a little bit of background about ourselves. Myself and my wife, we've been married for 10 years now.
Yes.
I did it right, 10 years.
Woo-hoo!
Yes. Big 10, the Big 10.
Right.
10.
We got Kevin and Tam, been married for 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
3
Almost 3 years.
And then we got the newlyweds in the building. Alexis and Terrence. How long has it been? It's been what? Like a month and a half? Almost a month?
Month and a half,
Month
okay.
and a half.
Yeah.
August 12th.
Yo, yes, get it right.
Get the date right.
Yeah.
We'll edit that.
We'll edit that out.
Oh, yeah.
Just came back from seeing the world. What you guys go on your honeymoon?
Yes. So, you tell them.
We started in Rome, Italy.
Rome.
Okay.
The Amalfi Coast, which is where I proposed to her at.
Okay.
So we went back, that was momentous. And we went to Santorini, Greece.
Okay.
Back to Rome for a few days. So about a 15-day trip.
Yeah.
Go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Popcorn plant.
And they had a destination wedding too, because we went there. Y'all went to the DR.
Yes.
Yeah.
All white wedding on the beach.
Yeah.
So,
It's good to see black love.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That was cool.
Good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna jump into the topics now. How the topic situation works is I have all the topics stored on my phone on this app. It's kind of like a roulette wheel. It's gonna spin. It's gonna select one of the topics that you guys gave me, just kind of randomly. We're just gonna talk about it. Just get our different perspectives on whatever topic may be.
Sounds good.
And for the listeners, since this is our first one, just so you know how we plan on releasing this. I appreciate you guys for being a part of this, because I know we all have
Thank you for having us.
Big
hectic
deal.
lifestyles, very busy, we
Schedule.
got kids and things of that nature, so it's hard to, to get everybody on the same page. But the plan is, we're going to record this thing for about 2 hours each time we record, and we're going to release 30-minute episodes. So you can get a part 1, Then you're gonna get a part 2, part 3, part 4, things like that. And then we're gonna record again, and so you'll get episode 2, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. So expect a new episode, every week coming from us. So just kind of how you guys know the structure. We'll figure out what day we're gonna release it on, but that's kind of the structure of how you're gonna get the episodes.
Sounds good.
All right, so let's jump into number 1. Is anybody nervous?
Yes.
Right.
That's good though. Like you don't have
Because
like
we don't know.
you're not
right.
pre-planned and you don't know how to like kind of phrase what you're going to talk
Or they
about.
don't think about how I'm
coming
gonna
here.
say this.
Right.
Right.
So everything is real. And welcome to Atlanta. We keep it real. We all from different places, so it's good. Yep.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Spinning the wheel. Might see the wheel spinning.
There you go.
All right, just stop. It says.
Make sure you.
Right.
It's a part I gotta open up to see what the full question says.
Oh, because the first line of it, I think.
It says, "Are you okay with your spouse hanging out with single friends?"
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay.
Single friends. Anybody want to tackle this first? Jump in. Are you okay with your spouse hanging with single friends?
Yes. I guess I can chime in on this one first. I'm okay with my spouse hanging out with single friends. I think balance is key. I think you can always learn from single friends, married friends. So I think it's very important to kind of have a balance within your marriage and having a diversified group of friends. So you get a lot of different perspectives on relationships, what's going on, good and bad. So I think having single friends, having married friends, having friends that's been divorced before, friends that's engaged, looking to get married. I think all those things kind of help out with just you understanding just different avenues of what it takes to be in a relationship. I think that's what it all boils down to. So to get back onto the topic is yes, having single friends is key. I think it's key also because it gives you that mentorship type of friendship, where I think that single person is actually looking to you for guidance, and you're able to give that guidance. So you're kind of educating that person, which helps you out in your relationship. It's almost like coaching a sport, right?
Yeah.
You're developing that athlete. So I think when you have a single friend that's coming to you with problems or with questions on how you guys are doing things, I think that's key, just from a learning perspective on how you can help grow your marriage and how you can take what they're going through and make your marriage a lot better. So having single friends, I think is very key. I think it's always tough too. Because you got to make sure you have the right single friends, right? You got to make sure that single friend is not trying to draw your spouse or your significant other away from what they got going on, and not being a negative influence on your relationship. But if they're a true friend and they're single, you have to respect that, and you want to make sure that you're able to help them and groom them into the person that they're looking to be, and when it comes to being in a relationship. So that's my perspective. Yeah.
What you think, Terrence?
I agree with everything you said, and I think the biggest thing is friendship. It being a genuine friendship and the respect of your relationship, being in place. I think it's key. But if you're calling them a friend, then obviously they should already respect the things that you respect. So like you alluded to at the end, there are acquaintances that some people would deem to be friends that may not have that level of respect for your relationship and want to drive you into things of the single culture. But, those are not real friends. But I agree with everything that you said in regards to, I've experienced that within our short tenure, but we've been together 5 years even before being married, of people gleaming from what we've been able to offer relationship-wise as single people. It's often like, man, you guys are goals. I watched you for 4 or 5 years in dating and now married, and it's like, me as a single person, I want what you guys have, even before the marriage, the commitment of the relationship. So yeah, that's what you said. I totally agree with. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, because my best friend is single. So since I know her since we were in the 4th grade. So to that point, it's like people have different paths through life. I mean, everyone's not gonna get married, or you know, or it just takes a little bit longer. They're trying to find that right relationship. So my best friend being single, I think it's okay because you know we respect one another, and it's not like, oh well, you know, she respects the marriage part of everything too. So yeah.
That's good.
Y'all give them some nice answers.
I just wanted to add one thing to that and just say that I agree that I think it's okay for married couples to have single friends, especially if those single friends were there like prior to the marriage and while you guys were dating, you know, you both got to know each other. So let's say he has a friend that's single. I know that friend from when we were dating, and it's not like a new single friend. You know, I think I'm more acceptable to that than just we're married, we've been together for 5 years, 3 years, and then now you have this new single friend. You know, now my brow is gonna be like, oh, where, you know, where'd that person come from? You know, so I think if it's a friend that's been there for years and y'all have this history together, and I know that person and they know me, then I think I'm cool with that. Yeah.
So let me say, so what would you say in a situation, because I think we all know each other, and we probably are in good situation where we know our spouses, friends and stuff, so we're kind of cool with that. But I think some people, they may have spouses and they don't like their friends. You know, we've all seen probably situations like that where, oh, I don't want you hanging out with him. He kind of turned up a little bit, or God, like, I don't want, why you gotta go hang out with her, man? You know, she got a bad background, or she a hoe. You know what I mean? She done been around the bush. You know? So in that situation, what do you think a person should kind of decide in that situation about a friend that they don't trust? I think we kind of mentioned situations where we trust our friends, but what if it's different?
You have to build those boundaries. Like, I mean, if you know that your spouse is going to be uncomfortable with you going out with this person, hanging out, then you might have to tell that person, like, hey, we may not be able to go out. We might could do another activity, but we may not need to go out to a club or a lounge, or we can go out and have, you know, go out to eat or do a brunch or something like that. If that's your, you know, if that's your friend. But at the same token, like, you have to also respect your marriage, because like you don't want your spouse to be, you know, feeling uncomfortable with you going out with this person as well, because then that could stir up some problems as well in the marriage. Because they're not trusting you, so they're like, hey, why are you going out with this person? So I think too, like the situation could be unique. You know, it just depends on what it is, but
more situational.
Situational.
I can't go with you to the club, but I can go with you to the club.
I ain't about to go out here turning up. You know,
right, especially if that person has a history of turning up. You know, if your spouse is not comfortable with it. But if y'all just going to, you know, get something to eat, then it might be more like, okay, you know.
So what if they gonna spend a night there, friend? I'm gonna somebody damn.
No, but I think it all boils down to the key word that I really heard is trust. Right. It's trust. And kind of to go back to what my wife said, especially if these were friends prior to the relationship, where we started together, and I kind of gave you the insight of like, this is my homeboy Mac. This is what he does. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of told you. So you kind of know, like, from the jump. I'm letting you know, like, right? Like, this is what it is. Like, so you don't have to have any second guesses of like what they do. But I think the key thing is trust and trusting your spouse.
That's right.
So in your spouse relationship with that individual may not be on the same level that what they're looking for. They just give you like the background of like, this is what this person like does, or this is what they like to do, or this is his lifestyle. But your relationship could have started from somewhere totally different. It could have been from college. It could have been from your hometown. And y'all boys or y'all homegirls, because of something totally different than how they handle themselves
Yeah.
at night.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's a totally different like scenario, right? Because
Right.
how they handle themselves at night and how you guys met is like totally two different things. You could have went to high school together and that's your homie, but at the same time at night he like to turn up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you
That's
can't.
everybody.
Right.
That's everybody, right?
So we can do lunch together, but we can't hang out at night.
Right.
It's gonna trigger that mind.
Right.
See, he know I'm getting that because both his homeboys from high school, like we known each other since we were in high school, so we know each other for a long time. So I know all of his friends, right? So they be like turn, but they're cool. But the thing is, like I know they trust our relationship. Like I would never know that they would put Lamont in a spot where it's kind of like he. He's like, oh, I'm borderline crazy.
Right.
So you don't have any worries. If they say, hey, tease. Because you hate when they call me tease.
I hate that.
Tease.
Hate that little nickname.
Let's do this trip.
You don't like it?
I hate it.
They got this trip. We going to Vegas for the weekend. So you don't have any words in your mind. I think a lot of it, like you said, Kev, trust is a key word. Because I know you trust me.
Yeah.
But you don't have any kind of.
Like I know they probably be doing.
They're gonna be
reckless out here.
Yeah.
But you're not worried about me because you trust me.
Because I know your friends will probably be reckless a little bit, but I know you wouldn't, be reckless. Like, because it's about trust. Like, I've known you for, hey.
I think that's the key.
I think that's key.
Trust.
I think that's key. It's because we all come from different backgrounds. When you meet someone, now we joining two different lives together. Like that trust has to be in place.
It has to be there.
Where you can sleep at night. You know what I mean? Because again, like if you take every scenario and every mind, like, oh, I think this is what's going on. Like that could drive me crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I know me personally, but I think back to like things that I've been done in the past, and I just started thinking like, oh, my wife's out too late. Oh, something going on. You know what I mean? Like she got her legs up. Like it's you know what I mean? Because you just think, you can take yourself there mentally if you allow yourself to. Like you just.
Oh my God.
Well, I don't. Right? You know what I mean? But no, it was just, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to get down to the nitty gritty. You know what I mean?
That's what you're thinking about.
That's what you're thinking about, though, right? I mean, that's what everybody's thinking about. Like, human nature. You like, oh, something ain't right. Like, what's going on? He went Mike in there.
They drunk.
Ain't going on. You know what I mean? But no, I think it all boils down to like trust and just knowing like, okay, and my wife, she knows me. Like I hang with my homeboy Birdie. And we hang out. Sometimes ain't
Give him his name like that?
yeah, that's cool. Birdie cool. He cool.
We can make
Right.
names. It's cool.
You know what I mean? That's my man. Like, you know what I mean? We hang out and we've been hanging out for years.
Right.
You know what I mean? And sometimes we do too much drinking.
It's good that you know that.
Right, you know that, right?
Yeah.
My wife know that too, so she knows. She's like, oh, you want with Birdie tonight, catch an Uber. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it is known now, like, okay, if you're going with Birdie, catch an Uber, just so y'all cool. Because y'all sometimes y'all gonna have too much fun. Like, it's just like, that's the only homeboy that I got in town that's from my neck of the woods, so it's just like a different level sometimes when we hang out.
Right.
And I'm like, make sure you got an Uber and y'all cool. You ain't drinking and driving because Birdie here drink and drive. And it'd be, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be drinking and driving anyway, so you should have an Uber. Like, so I understand when she's like, listen, if you got one, and y'all having one, and y'all going to anywhere, you know what I mean, drive. So just like I said, I think trust is, on that topic, is a big thing when it comes to this friends. Like my wife said, if it's a new friend and old Slick come through the house, like, oh, who's this dude? Like, he's just too slick for the whole room, and just like, watch it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, wait a minute, like, you know what I mean? So that's funny.
It made me, when you brought up Vegas and trust and the whole thing, the uniqueness of our relationship. My bachelor party, the backdrop, my bachelor party was planned by her friend, a male friend.
Which was the thing I wanted to ask you guys, because we keep saying gender specific, and I'm like, we didn't bring like, you got a female.
Female
friend.
About it. But go ahead.
Yeah, and I'll keep it short because it's time for you to talk. But anyway, so this is a friend that has become really good friend of mine, a male friend that was her friend.
Right.
Their backdrop and extent of their relationship goes back to school where savage mode, like know how he's running the traffic in and out.
Right.
So even her explaining to me the trip he's planning for my bachelor party is like, oh, I already know what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Right.
They're gonna have the chicks, they're
Yeah.
gonna have the private this and that.
Gotta be
You know, and I thought that was very unique in the level of trust that we have, because it's like, so you're turning me on to this friend that's gonna have these type of activities going,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, cool. Don't worry about calling me. Y'all guys have a good time,
Yeah.
because she trusted me to know what the parameters of our relationship
Right.
was.
Right.
But it wasn't
That's true.
restriction.
Yeah.
It wasn't no, hey, what y'all doing now? What's this and that?
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. But
I
you
don't even
know,
think I talked to you that weekend.
No, we
Yeah, but I
didn't.
did. I told him before. I'm like, listen, this is about to be a lituation. He's gonna have you in some scenarios. You're about to have a real bachelor
Yeah,
party.
it was crazy.
But
It was crazy. It was a total Vegas experience all the way around.
Yeah.
But I think
Okay.
you guys kept speaking about trust, and when I think of is like I trust him. The other thing is honor. So like we're really big on honoring each other. So it's just like whatever scenario he's in, like you honor me, you honor the relationship. So we're good. Like
Right.
what someone else does doesn't, you know,
Right.
determine what he's gonna do. He honors me. He honors the relationship. So
Right,
we're good.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
true. Absolutely.
That's good. That's good.
That's good stuff.
Good
Next
stuff.
topic.
Good stuff, Terrence. All right, transition.
Yay!
Next topic. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Gotta plug back in.
Cool.
Can I spin the
You
wheel?
want to spin it? Okay. Just it's not gonna show the whole thing when you just press the button
This one?
on the middle.
Oh. Isn't that cute?
Spin it.
Yeah. What's next?
Turn up the key.
Oh, that was beautiful.
What we got? What we got?
You don't. You gotta click on it to open it up.
To make it go away?
Mhm.
Okay.
So what activities? So here we go.
What activities do you like doing with your spouse to keep things interesting?
Activities.
Okay.
We can go first.
Okay.
I think for our two things, fine dining for sure. So we love fine restaurants.
Fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a scale though. I wouldn't say fine dining. It's like we can do the hole in the wall all the way to a 5-star. We just like food.
Good food.
Yeah,
Foodie.
we're
Yeah.
all about food. So
I like that
that's
too.
fun whenever we can like find a new restaurant. You know, like oh okay, let's try something new. The other thing we like to travel. Explore new places
Yeah.
that just it gives you a different energy when you're away from home. You're away from
Yeah.
the routine, same thing over and
Yeah.
over. So
Right.
I would say those are our two things.
Yeah, I agree. Totally.
Those are good.
Yeah. I guess, baby, what you say? I would say traveling is
Traveling,
definitely
definitely.
Yeah.
number one.
Yeah, number one for sure. Yeah.
I think number two would probably be just discovering new things in your hometown, like in your town that you live in.
Yeah.
So it could be fine dining, it could
Yeah.
be a lounge,
Yeah.
just be a new place. Like, you know what I mean? You discover something new, like it could be a comedy, it could be anything, I mean, but just something new, like
Yeah.
within your city, you like,
Yeah.
that's right here,
Right.
cool, I like this,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'm glad we found this place, like, doesn't matter what it is, but it's like, I'm glad we're here right now, this is a cool,
Right.
this fits us. I think that would be, I would say our number two, and then number one is definitely traveling.
Traveling.
Just
Yeah,
going
Yeah,
different
mine, that's
places.
mine. Just
Yeah.
traveling.
It's going somewhere.
Where we going?
Right.
Where we
Right.
going?
Where we
Where we
going?
going?
Yeah.
Where we going?
If I say? I just anytime I think because we got 3 kids,
Got 3 kids.
so
Boy,
my life is
so
always
Jesus.
hectic. So
Yeah.
I think anytime we can get some alone time
Yeah.
and just kind of be by ourselves,
For us, that's a biggie.
it's a big. Just like we went to Connecticut the past weekend for my cousin's wedding, and that just kind of felt good, like a weight off your shoulders because we went and the kids kind of stayed with my mother-in-law. So we didn't have to worry about anything, and you just kind of feel free.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
to worry about the kids. So
understand.
I know at one point in time it was like we were well, we said we'd probably try to do it once a month, but we didn't do it once a month, where we would just kind of just have like a skip day at work, where we just kind of call
But yeah,
and,
we did call
and we just kind of spend the day with each other and just
Like
kind
a
of do
date
something nice.
day. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Go to the spa, go out to eat, or catch a movie. Stuff that we don't normally get to do because we don't have like at that time we didn't have like a babysitter all the time. So it was kind of tough to find that time together with each other. So
I think it's good now. We got a babysitter that we can really
you can trust.
We can trust
Yeah.
and
Rely
call
on.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we've been doing a lot more in the past probably 3 or 4 months than we've kind of done in a while. Because we got a babysitter that we can call on. So just anytime we can get some quality alone time. I think that's
Right.
Us is a
good.
biggie, yeah. Because we're always running behind our kids.
Yeah.
Always. Yes.
So that's yeah. That's key.
Yeah. On to the next one. I think that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully this one goes smoother if you leave me alone.
I don't even want to look at it.
Yeah, you do.
I don't want to touch it.
Yeah, you do. Okay, this is interesting. I'm gonna open it up so I can see the full question.
Yeah, see the full question.
Make his own question.
Baby, find out.
What is
Hot
coming?
topic.
Hot topic.
Yeah.
It says, what are 5 things you love about your spouse and how do they make you a better person?
Ooh.
5.
5. You love about them?
Like,
I'm
yeah.
a ball.
I'm going last.
I'm
I'm going last.
Oh, you want to go first?
I can go first.
Yes.
So for me, Terrence is the number one thing I've said is our entire relationship.
Always. I know what it is.
Patient.
Yep. I know. I was going to say, I know. I
Terrence
told you that. Yes.
So patient.
Patient, Terrence?
Oh
Very
my
patient.
gosh.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
so
There you go.
patient.
I knew firsthand whenever we came up from our trip and our flight was delayed.
Yes.
It was like 2 or 3 hours delayed. I said, Lamont would have just went home, like, hey, get your ride. Man, I swear. Like, Terrence, like, I don't know, he did something. He went to Lowe's. He was just like, I was like, what? And then when he picked us up, he was like, hey, how y'all? Like, wait, like, you done waited for us for like 3 hours. I was like, and he was so, like, I said, girl, Lamont would have been up for you. He was out here waiting so long. And then he went and got us something to eat. So, yeah, he did. So I was like, I know firsthand that man, he is very patient. Terrence is. That's the truth.
Good
Yeah.
job, Terrence. Good job.
Good job, man.
Yeah, good job.
He is.
I don't have no
I don't know.
I salute you.
Yeah.
I salute you.
Right.
Yeah, man.
It's definitely helped me grow in that area. So a lot of times now when I get worked up or, you know, I feel like I'm getting edgy with things, I'll just be like, wait, what would Terrence be doing right? He would not be doing this. Just calm down. You know, it's not even that deep. Even it was your birthday one year at Benihana, and I was so worked up because I couldn't find it. And I literally pulled over and was like, Terrence would not be like this right now. You need to
Yeah, because you were like,
I was so worked up.
You were like, oh, Maria.
Yeah.
I think she went to the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But patience for sure. He's super talented. That's one of the things that attracted me to him. He's super gifted and just has a level of humility around it. You guys know if you say anything or compliment him about it's like, oh no, thanks, but no, it's a gift. I just love his humility. Great storyteller. You guys have heard him tell stories. I always want him to tell a story if we're around somebody. I don't want to tell it.
He talked with his hands.
Yeah, so great storyteller. How many is that, guys? 3?
I'm about 3 or 4.
Oh, you good. You got more. You got more. Don't show us out. Don't show us out. I might got one over here.
Okay, I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, I
started it off now,
That's all the follow. Go ahead, Kev.
There you go, Cam.
Okay.
Well, so I go next. So
What you got for us?
what I got. So I'll go next. So I think I like to be balanced, right? I like to be balanced, and I think my wife brings balance to my life, where nothing is like too important or nothing is less important than anything else like that's going on. So when it comes to just like things that's going on, or if I find something that I think that's very important, right? She's with it. So I think that's key. Things that I may want to bicker about, she does it, and that again brings me back down again. It's like I want to like talk about this or have this debate about what's going on or like how I look at things in life, and it's like, all right, if that's how you look at things. We'll go with that for now.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's good with me because I could go on with like an argument or like a debate about what I think and what she think, and we can kind of go back and forth. But then when she wants to stand for something, she make it a point that this is what I'm standing for.
Right.
So within my life, personally, like I need that person that not, you know, that helps me stay balanced. You know what I mean with life. And I think she does that. I think number 2. I don't really need 5. I never needed 5 things to like I was looking for. I think number 5 is that she always wanted to like make sure that things were right and that we were successful or things are going good and it's not a lot of drama. Like that was one of the things I'm like, this is what I needed, right? This is
Like
what
future
like
and goals.
right, like this is what helps me out.
Yeah.
Right? Like she's not like over the top where I need this purse or I need this this type of shoe or I need that.
Right.
And it was like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I needed that. Like I like that because I could have someone that could like drive me in the wall. We all can have someone that could like, drive us down and drive our finances down. And she was always like, look, I love those things, but like, is that important to me? So I think that was one of the things that one of the qualities that I think I needed when we're looking for my spouse. Number 3 is just someone that was just wholesome. Like I think she's very wholesome, and I always look for someone that was like my grandmother. That was from like down south. And, you know, that was, I mean, I love my grandma. Like if anybody know me, like I love. Like I love my grandparents. Like my grandparents was like key. Like they raised me. Like you know what I mean. So when I was looking for somebody, it was like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And one of my grandparents was from like down south, and I was like, you know how she talk and what things she say. I'm like. That reminds me of my grandmother.
She said it all the time we were dating.
You know what I mean?
Oh, my grandma used to say that.
She'd say certain little things. I was like, it reminds me of my grandma right there. You know what I mean? So I didn't really need 5, but like just those 3 just kind of like drew me to like, you know, some of the qualities that I was looking for, and that's some of the qualities that she possessed, and so yeah, that's why.
Good.
Sweet.
Lamar.
At the door waiting.
I didn't know it.
Let's see.
That's what happened. Was not pre-planned. You had to like come on the top with like a rat.
Come off the top with you.
I can name 100 things.
Just take that.
That's funny.